Star Trek The Next Generation is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. In fact, even though I love the movies that feature the original Star Trek cast, it was really The Next Generation that elevated my fandom. Traitor! Whoa, dude, just calm down. It's a TV show, okay? I like The Mandalorian. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is going to always be my
number one.
Listen, I'm not sure where that came from, but seriously, Star Wars is my favorite.
Liar!
Okay, let's just get on with this review already. If you're enjoying this channel and like the content, be sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Picard is a great introduction to The Next Generation, or should I say, a reintroduction to The Next Generation. I don't want to give away too much about this first episode. I don't want this to be spoilery in any way, shape, or form, because I think if you're a Trek fan, you really should sort of experience this on your own. I did not previously have CBS All Access. Well, let me pause and say I had it briefly when Discovery came out. Watched a few episodes of that, wasn't really digging it all that much, even though now that I've signed back up, I may revisit that and give it another shot now that I think seasons 1 and 2 are available. But this show was enough to make me sign back up to see what's going on with Picard, because I love that character. I think, along with a number of other people, he's probably the best captain in Starfleet history, at least the history that we've been given as fans. So I was really excited about kind of getting back into that world and seeing what's been going on with him over the past few decades. So right from the get-go, you can see that Patrick Stewart has eased back into this role with no hiccups whatsoever. But he's not exactly the same Picard. You know, when I think of Picard from The Next Generation, I think of someone who is well-educated, who has a calm demeanor, but can be at times maybe a little too rigid in the way that he approaches things. Here we get kind of a softer Picard. Not to say that he's lost his edge, but he's older, he's wiser, he's a little more reflective on life, as one would expect, given how much that character has aged, and of course how much Patrick Stewart has aged since that show went off the air. As you can see, my cat Rocket has joined in on the discussion. And so this episode is really designed to kind of reintroduce us to Picard and one other major TNG character, which I won't spoil for you. But it does that by way of introducing us to a new character named Dahj, if I'm remembering the character's name correctly. And so this is a person who has visions of Picard, gets into a dangerous situation, and is sort of prompted to go and locate him because for whatever reason she knows that she's going to be safe around him. This sets Picard off on a mission to revisit Starfleet after he's been separated from Starfleet due to a set of circumstances that, as far as I can tell, are actually tied to what happens in maybe the Abrams movies, the Trek movies that Abrams directed. But it's sort of a universe or galaxy shattering event that prompts him to sort of fracture his ties with Starfleet. And so there's a lot of sort of regret and a lot of sort of bitterness that he harbors that he has to sort of work through, at least a little bit in this episode. And I have a sense that, of course, they're going to get into that in a lot more depth as the series progresses. But this is sort of a nice reintroduction to his character, and there's a good bit of action in this episode. But what it really does is set this up as sort of a mystery, right? There's sort of that, mystery box, as Abrams likes to refer to it, that this show is kind of building toward about this character of Dahj, where she has come from, and what it is that she has to reveal to Picard about her connection to him, and maybe some past characters, right? Again, without being too spoilery. So this is a great episode to me. I think it really hits the right notes. In terms of aesthetic, it actually looks kind of like a merging of the newer Trek movies featuring people like Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, some of which were directed by Abrams. But it manages to bring those Trek Next Generation characters into that aesthetic and sort of merge those two, and it's really kind of exciting to see that. So this feels like sort of a fresh blood reinvigoration of Star Trek, and I'm pumped to see what the future brings. So if I had to give it a score for the first episode, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to what this has in the future for us. But if you've seen it, let me know what you think about it, and leave your comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time.